Holy shit.
Hey, Soul Tribe family. We are live. And yes, Chrissy's here, but she's plugging in her phone. We had to figure out cameras. But welcome to Soul Therapy Saturday Night Live with Lady D. I am your host, Lady D. How is everyone doing this evening? So I'm going to actually do this until Chrissy comes back. Chrissy, you're in the bullpen until you get back. How's everyone doing tonight? Yes, Soul Tribe family, we have tonight a very special guest. She's usually in the chat being a troll crushing soul warrior, but she's joining me on camera. She's been on camera with before. We've done shows before. She's just plugging in her camera and getting adjusted and everything. So I'll bring her back on. But Soul Tribe family, we have real world witness Chrissy as our guest tonight. We're going to be talking about how to tap into your spiritual gifts. Chrissy's going to talk about her book. Shout out to my soul sister, aspiring alchemist Carrie, who's in the chat. Thank God you're here. Because I don't know, I can do a couple things, but it's always good to have some extras troll patrol, and lots of love and light to my soul sister, aspiring alchemist Carrie. All right, so Tribe family, while we wait for Chrissy to prepare for her, not her debut, she's been on her channel many times, until she comes on screen, I'm just going to share my screen. In the description of this video is all of Chrissy's links, as well as my website. So I'm going to share my website and let you know what's going on with me. So for those of you who don't know, I have a new service. I'm not doing, oh, that doesn't look good. My website's not coming up right now. That's weird. Oh, it's on a delay. All right. I don't know what's going on with my website. So we'll go through the Soul Tribe Certified website. This is the Soul Tribe Certified website that our soul sister Chrissy put together. So if anybody has a business and kind of where they wanted to sell, if somebody has any type of anything to sell, any type of business, anything where that you want to exchange money, or if there's recipes or anything like that, get in touch with Chrissy, because this is the Soul Tribe Certified website, okay? If, like I said, if you sell a product, if you have a spiritual service, all right? And Chrissy, you can contact Chrissy, her website, her YouTube channel, everything is in the description of this video. This is her official website. It's the Kirsten Kelly Chronicles. This is Kirsten Kelly's first book. All right, it started it all, the Kirsten Kelly Chronicles. Then we have her second book, The Mystery of the Golden Coin. And her third book, she's working on her third book now. So tonight we're going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about tapping into our spiritual gifts, because as we know, one of the things about ascending, one of the things about, I will say, part of your spiritual awakening is tapping into your spiritual gifts. So we're going to talk about that, Soul Tribe family, because as you know, I read people all day long, all week long. And I'll tell you the three most important, I would say the three I will say most popular questions in my readings are: how's my money situation? What's my love life? And how do I tap into my spiritual gifts? And it's very simple to tap into your spiritual gifts. First and foremost, you have to figure out, what is it that you love to do? What is it that makes your heart sing? What is it that you do for fun? What is it that you do as a pastime? It has nothing to do with money at all. And working has everything to do with, what is it that you make your heart sing? What is it that you love to do? What do you do and you lose time doing it? That it could be hours and hours and hours, and you start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then before you know it, it's 6 p.m. and you said, what the time flew by. What is going on? That is your passion. Okay, that is your spiritual gift. Okay, so that is how you tap into your spiritual gifts. Okay, my Soul Tribe family. So Chrissy is still figuring out her camera. And so until we do then, I wanted to do a little thank you. As you know, last night I did a testimony about my bad week that I had. And you sent so many lovely messages, not only in the chat, but also you were phenomenal to me in many comments. I got many, many comments. And I just wanted to tell you, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments and all the love that you not only sent me live last night, but also all the comments. And Paula also sent me a special message today, even though she doesn't work on weekends. She she still because the emails go to her phone, so she'll still get some of the emails, and she doesn't always look at emails on the weekends, but sometimes she does. And I wanted to do a special shout out to some very, very generous Soul Tribe people. You guys didn't have to do this. I did my testimony last night because I wanted to let you know how much I love you. But you guys are not only so sweet and kind, you were so generous. So I wanted to do a special shout out and a thank you to Cece and Ray and Suki for and also the Coupon Cat for your love and your generosity. You really didn't have to do that. I appreciate you so much, my Soul Tribe family. Oh, and I think finally the woman of the hour, the woman herself, Kristen Kelly, is finally set up. We finally we had to do a switch, Soul Tribe family. Chrissy had her camera. She was using the camera that was on her laptop, and it wasn't good. So we had her switch to her phone, and it's much better now. So without further ado, Kristen Kelly herself, hold on, she's still adjusting. Are you ready, Chrissy?
I'm ready. I don't
here
know.
We go.
Can you see me?
Yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Before she was a ghost. Before she was a ghost and she was in the black. She looked like she was on a ghost hunt, and that Zach from Ghost Hunters was gonna ask her to stay in the prison with the ex for 5 minutes.
Is Bella Lugosi gonna come walking out any minute? I mean, this is just crazy.
All right, so everybody, I'm sure everyone's seen Chrissy on her channel at Real World Witness Chrissy. But this could be the first time you ever see Chrissy. This is Real World Witness Chrissy. This is the troll crushing that loves to bada boom, bada bing trolls. This is her, folks. This is Real World Witness Chrissy. So, Chrissy, tell everyone a little bit about how you came to the Soul Tribe and blah, blah, blah.
God.
Very
what a journey,
well, you don't have to go
right?
that far back. Just maybe just tell people that you've been a troll crusher for a few channels. You're a troll crusher for me and for Jason on the Lightwear Network.
Yeah.
And as a pastime, not only do you have a YouTube channel, but you're an award-winning author. So tell people about.
I'm hoping award-winning. We're getting there. Hopefully, let's see. Fingers crossed. You know.
I'm speaking it into existence.
Okay, great.
I'm speaking it into existence. So that's what we're gonna do. So I already showed people your website and everything. So tell us about how Kristen Kelly started, how you got the idea, and what was the impetus for your book, and how it relates to your spirituality and your tapping into your gifts. That's a lot to handle, so you can break it down if you want.
Okay, well, I'll start with, there goes my phone. Sorry, everybody. See, this is like crazy because I'm trying to charge it. Hold on. Let's just do it this way until
Sorry, folks.
I'm having difficulty.
We're having difficulty because if we tried to do it on her laptop. No, we lost her. She'll come back. We tried to do it on her laptop, and like I said, she was too dark. Okay, so while we wait for Chrissy and her technical difficulties, I guess I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on my website. Yes. Let's see if it works now, Soul Tribe family. It's one of those. It's still, wow. My website is doing weird things. I can't get it up. Isn't that interesting? Is it still a full moon? Still a full moon? Things friggin' working. Wow, I can't get my website's kind of working. All right. Well, anyway, Soul Tribe family, I can't get my website to like it's opening, but the pictures aren't working. I'm having a special. So I used to do past life readings. I would do them live. I would do one past life reading live, and I would do a show, maybe like once a month. But that was really kind of wearing me down. It's a little too much. So what I'm doing now is that I'm doing the mini past life reading. So if you're interested, I'm doing one past life reading and they're mini, and I'm doing them on phone. I'm doing that on the phone. I'm doing them via email. So if you're interested in that, the link to my website is underneath in the description of this video. And let me see if I can actually bring up my website and actually work. Is Mercury in retrograde? I know there's still a full moon because I saw that, but I don't know. Yay, it's finally working. Okay, let me bring up my website now. Holy moly. It's like one of those days. And I think Chrissy's just about almost ready. Okay, yay, it's finally working. Oh my God. Chrissy and I did say a prayer before we came on here, I promise. All right. So for those of you that don't want a full-fledged 3 past life video reading for $55 and you just want one, you want to test it out, or you can't afford the $55 one, I do have a mini past life reading. It's a new service. It's past life mini reading via email. And you get one of your most prominent past lives channeled and all of the details sent to you via email. That's $25. And as well, I always have my usual services, which are 1 hour tarot readings, 30-minute, 1 hour soul therapy sessions, which are spiritual counseling. I have, this is the $55 past life video reading I was telling you about. This is the new one I was just telling you about. That's the one life for $25. And this is actually my most popular one, is the one question email reading. So as you all know, I do the yes or no tarot show once a week. So if you have one question and you want just a lot more than just a yes or no question, you want a detailed answer to your question, this is the reading. It's actually pretty in depth for $25. So I'll answer your question. Not only that, I'll give you a detailed answer. Then I will do a full tarot spread, and I will channel and do a general reading to answer any questions that actually any questions, and I will answer any. What happens is that I will download any information that God and Yeshua have to give to you that will give you clarity and understanding for your question. Okay, so that's my one question email reading. Like I said, I'll answer your question and I'll do a general reading, and I'll do an extended spread, and I'll give you any additional messages from God and Yeshua channeled that will help you, give you clarity and understanding on that question. And that's $25. And poor Chrissy is still trying to get everything situated. But while we do that, let's do a prayer and let's get the party started. All right, I think she's good. I think she's good. Are you good?
I think
Yay!
I'm okay for the minute, everybody. so I have my phone propped up on my laptop because I don't have anything to prop it up, so it keeps falling, and then I can't charge it and have it propped up. So we'll just go with what we can do and whatever. We'll see. I might have to switch cameras. I hate to say that. Oh no.
It's okay. You do whatever you can do it, whatever you need to do, hon. You do what
my
you
low
need
battery
to do.
keeps. Let me go back. I'll have to use my laptop camera. I'm
All
so
right.
sorry, everybody.
It's okay, honey. All right. I'll see you in a bit. Okay. All right. Somebody asked a question. Can you gift? I will be doing at Christmas time, I'll probably be doing gift certificates, but any type of reading you buy from me, you can gift to anyone and they never expire. You can use them at any time. So if I'm having a sale, and you want to buy a reading, but you want to use it for a month, you can do it. You can gift them to anyone. But around Christmas, I usually do gift certificates. So, but yeah, you can gift them to anyone. You can absolutely. Hello, hippie chick. Hello, folks. I know you probably are like, oh, Lady D, get your tarot cards. I gotta tell you, want to kind of take the day off from doing tarot. You know what I mean? I do tarot all the time. Did tarot last night. Doing tarot with Jason tomorrow. Oh, and that's another thing. I don't know if did Jason do the thumbnail yet? I'm going on early with the Prince of Peace tomorrow. Okay, the light warrior network. We're going on. Now I don't know if he did the thumbnail yet. I'm looking. No. So I'm going on with Jason tomorrow. We're going on early. Instead of going on 5 p.m. Pacific Standard and 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going on 6. I'm going on at 6 p.m. Eastern, which is 3 p.m. Pacific. Okay? So we're going on early tomorrow because I have plans. So tomorrow, when Jason does the thumbnail, but I just want to give you a heads up, on the Lightwear Network, when I go on with Prince of Peace, it's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 p.m. Pacific. And that is 5 p.m. Central. Okay. I think we finally have her. Finally. I think she's situated. Yep, she is. Here we go. Chrissy.
Hi.
She's gonna look like a
I'm not
ghost.
hearing
It's not
you.
her fault. It's her camera.
I don't hear you.
It must be your.
Now this is so crazy.
All right, adjust your camera. Adjust. You should be able to. You probably have it on mute. Okay. I don't know if it's in the cards for Chrissy to come on tonight. I don't know. I mean, we're trying, but I don't know if it's working out, folks. All right. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Chrissy's in the bullpen. Can you hear me, Chrissy? All right. All right, here we go.
Oh my God.
Are you sure now?
I'm sure now. I'm all
Oh my.
up, but I'm so sorry, everybody. what a craziness. Anyway, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. All right, let's start it all off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Real World Witness Chrissy.
Oh my God. I mean, I'm ready. My Italian is about to come out in a minute here. I was cussing up a storm a minute ago. Saying, I'm like, are you freaking for real? Like, what the hell? I'm having all these problems. Sorry, everybody. I didn't. Anyway,
guess what? I just crushed a troll while you were just talking.
Yay!
See, I can
Yay!
I crushed my first troll tonight. Bye, troll. Go back under the bridge with your snaggletooth. Thank you. Okay. All right,
with
so Chrissy, let's talk. All right. We have to be careful about not talking over each other because last time we were on, people complained about us because we're two loudmouth Italians with big mouths. So we have to be cognizant of that. All right.
Okay.
So Chrissy, I'm just sorry because the people told us that. Anyway, so Chrissy, why don't we talk about how you came about writing the book, how Kirsten Kelly came to you? Why don't you tell that story? And I will go through the chat and I'm just going to bring up people's messages and just let the chat kind of bring up people's messages. You don't have to address them. I just want to say hi to people.
Okay, no worries.
It's all yours, soul sister.
All right. So, hi everybody. So Kirsten Kelly, the name literally pops in my head in the year 2000 while I'm working as an investigator. So I worked as an investigator for about 14 years in and around Seattle. I did public defense work, but also I did work for the city prosecutor's office in the criminal division for a little while as well. And so I don't know, the name Kirsten Kelly just pops in my head randomly while I'm working, literally. I'm like, Kirsten Kelly, like what? And then I mean, all right, so I did write originally. this was in like 2003, maybe 2002, 2003. I was still working, and I did a what do they call it? It's a Bible. I did like I wrote a script for a gritty crime drama called The Defenders. There used to be a real show called The Defender, but it was Kirsten Kelly was the main person. She was an investigator working in and out. All right. So, but I never did anything with it. Then I had this idea for the Mystery of the Gold Coin, this story that just kind of was in my head. And I thought, well, that might be good. So I wrote a first draft of it, which I did not like the ending at all. I mean, I wrote the entire book, but I didn't like the ending. And then after that, I got sick. There was a whole bunch of health issues. There's so many issues that came up. Fast forward to 2022, and I still was getting in my head, like Kirsten Kelly popped in my head all the time. And I'm like, I need to, I'm like, let me go look at this. And then I happened to find, which was just crazy. I was looking in some old boxes, and I was looking at this box. This happened just recently, where I found a card or something that I had written in like the 3rd or 4th grade that said I want to be an author, but I don't remember that. Yeah, it's so weird. Like, I know I've got it. You know what? I'm going to pull it back out because I wanted to show you that, but I didn't look for it today. But anyway, but yeah, it was crazy. And then because I always wanted to be an investigator, I grew up with Nancy Drew. So anyway, 2022 rolls around. I have this book, and what happened was it was because of the Soul Tribe, really, how I revamped the entire original story. I revamped it, and a lot of it is thanks to the Soul Tribe, because so many things, we were all vibing on the same wavelength, so many things that we all believe in. We know that there's other dimensions. We know that there's these evil people, the reptilians, I believe anyway, that are trying to destroy humanity. And so then I just did this new version. I revamped the whole book pretty much there's some elements from the first draft, but pretty much, finished it. And then I didn't know what to do. Thank you to Delphine, because if the Soul Tribe and Delphine, if Delphine hadn't offered to do a fundraiser to get the book edited, it would not be in store. I mean, it wouldn't be available. It wouldn't be published. So thank you to Delphine, my sister. I love you. See, is that right?
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a blast. It was great. And
awesome.
Yeah.
So you sold out your first book, right? You sold out, and
yeah. So the first book is The Mystery of the Gold Coin. So this is the first one. So it's a trilogy. Okay, the story is a trilogy. This is book one, which is the Mystery Coin. This is the one that's out right now. And the Kirsten Kelly Chronicles is the book series. So it's under all the books that come out are all going to be like a Kirsten. Yeah, thank you. Kirsten Chronicles.
This is the first. Okay, wait a minute. This is the first one. I got spoiled. I got a signed. This is the
you got the hard copy.
Yeah. I will tell you, I'm not a big reader anymore. I used to be a big fiction reader. I haven't read fiction, but I did read Chrissy's books, and then the only fiction I'll read. I'm pretty much I read like spiritual stuff now. Yeah. But Chrissy's book, it keeps your attention. I mean, it's everything that we talk about. But anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt you, honey. Go ahead.
That's okay. And so book 2, what I'm doing right now, I'm writing parts 2 and 3 of the trilogy together right now. Okay. And then I know for sure I'm going to be book 2, which is Nowhere to Hide. And I believe I posted it's a preview of the cover. I posted it on my YouTube channel, I think in the community a little last week or something. But anyway,
go ahead.
Yeah, so it's Nowhere to Hide. That one's going to come. I'm shooting to try and get it out by end of March. And then the final book is called Twist of Fate. And essentially what the series does, Kirsten Kelly, she's a PI in Seattle, and she has her own her own little investigation agency that she opened herself. And she learns there's a lot about self-discovery in this because she learns she's a royal starseed. And she also learns that her boyfriend is not who she thought he was. So there's a little bit of a betrayal there that she has to work through. But essentially, what happens is this gold coin kind of falls into her lap, and the mystery ensues. And there's, of course, there's bad guys. Manelli, he's in charge of the human trafficking, the weapons, money laundering schemes, drugs coming all the way from Alaska down the West Coast all the way down to South America. So he's involved. There's also the underlying of a dark cult is involved. So I would say this is fact fused with fiction. She ends up from Seattle to Cairo, Egypt, at the Great Pyramid, looking for to see if there is a portal in the Great Pyramid. And that's sort of the first book. There is pretty much, it's the way that I've been describing it to people, it's Star Wars meets the X-Files, because it's got all the crazy, so they say fringe, but fringe anymore, but it's got stuff that we all believe in. I think it can be.
Here it is, honey. I have it up right now. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So it just depends on like what is the your perception of reality, basically. And so it depends on, but it's just a fun adventure. It's got a little feeling of like an Indiana Jones-esque. There's an archaeologist involved in this, a gold coin, an ancient map. Yeah, there's nowhere to hide. That's a preview of the cover. It's not completely done yet, but I thought, let me just put this out there. So I'm hoping to release that book March of 2025, and then I'll do the prequel, which I already have outlined, which is the book. It happens a year before The Mystery of the Gold Coin. It's simply going to be how Nate and Kirsten met. So it's a mystery crime drama with romance on that book. That one's the prequel to The Mystery of the Gold Coin, and that one I'm hoping to get out by the end of next year. So we'll see. But
beautiful. I wish I could. I'm trying to. It won't let me click on it. I want to get it so it's not obscured. I wonder, is there a better one on your website? Let me go to your website.
My website.
Here we go. Kirsten Kelly Chronic. Here we go. This is the first book. I mean, the cover is gorgeous. I remember when your friend did the first markup and you sent it to me. Remember, I'm like, oh my God, it looks like. So this is it, and this is okay. So I wish I could bring this up. I can't.
You should be able to click on it.
No, it won't do it. It won't make it bigger. But so this is the first book, Kirsten Kelly, Mystery of the Gold Coin. Obviously, it's in Seattle. This is the first book. The second book, Kirsten Kelly Chronicles. Sorry, that was the first book. Sorry, I misspoke.
No, that's just the name of the series, and this is the first book. So there's only one book out right now. The next one comes out, which is the Nowhere to Hide book. That is just sorry. That's Kirsten and Nate, basically. That's like it's like a I don't know. It's a graphic for the series itself.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Why did I think it was your third book? This is only your second. God, I'm already on your third book.
No, I haven't even. I'm writing 2 and 3 right now. So so this is just
why.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait a minute. It's confusing because I just anyway. Well, the poster there of Kirsten and Nate. That is,
I'll go back
if you read the bottom of that, it kind of gives you the tagline. I can't remember what it says. What does it
read
say?
It for you. I wish I could. I wish I could. Make it bigger. Zoom in, but I can't. Sorry. It says a royal starseed, a super soldier, a guest to save the timeline. What happens when a mystery turns into a betrayal and changes everything you thought you knew?
Yeah.
You know what I think I'm going to do? I have a little trick I think I'm going to do so I can bring it up.
Okay.
But Chrissy, while I do that, and I'm going to play Prince of Peace, because he usually does this. tell everyone about what you want to do about the 99-cent special and how you want people to review your book and all that jazz while I'm bringing it up?
So my biggest issue is I'm trying to get on the top selling page for Amazon. And you can't do that unless you have at least 100 reviews on your book.
I don't need to be sharing that. Sorry. Sorry. Go ahead, honey. I apologize.
So what I'm doing is I lowered the price for the ebook to 99 cents. And what I'm doing is if you go to the website, you right there, right in the front, when you go, it says, buy the ebook, 99-cent sale. It'll go straight to Amazon. You have to be an Amazon verified customer. And then when you read it, if you can post a review, because the only way that I can get on it, like I said, is if I think I have maybe, I don't know, 10 maybe reviews right now. I'm not even sure how many reviews I have listed there. But so far the reviews have all been good. I mean, anyway, if you buy the ebook for 99 cents, I'm just asking that you post a review after you read it so that I can get on that top list. That's the biggest problem that I've had, is trying to get exposure. Pretty much the only time I've been able to actually sell a book is when I do my booth, and I've just done one so far this year. I did with Comic-Con, which was amazing. It was an amazing, it was a tough physically for me, but it was worth it. I sold out, which was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Oh yeah, and then I also so I've done cheer, and then I also did the Labor Day weekend one where I
there we go
as well. There. Oh, that's better. There you go.
Yep. All right, so I know if you guys can see it a little better. So this is the first book. Obviously, this is Chrissy's alter ego, and this is her husband, her future husband.
It's my would-be hot boyfriend from Space Force. I mean, I don't know.
That's right. We don't know if you ever want to get married. It's your hot Space Force boyfriend.
I would like to get married one day, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So that's all right. Kirsten and Nate are forever, so it's all good.
That's right. They're twin flames. So Chrissy, tell about your friend isn't that a gorgeous book cover? Doesn't that look like something? I mean, when I first saw it, I'm like, Chrissy, this looks like that this is a New York Times bestseller. Like you've had the best, it's so professional looking. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, thank you to my friend Dustin Gold. He's done all my graphics. And what was crazy about that's actually just the poster for the actual series. But basically he said I found the silhouettes of the people that I wanted, right? Just separately, randomly. And then he put it in, and I said, can you put it where they're sort of in the fort, kind of dark, and then can you put this? It's amazing. He's amazing. He's an amazing graphic artist. Yeah, gorgeous. He did all my stuff. So
this is the actual cover of the book.
Yes.
So I'll post the link. So if anyone's interested in doing the 99 cents and you can download the book and read the book, that would be wonderful. We can is there a specific Amazon link or something, or can they do it right from that Kirsten Kelly Chronicles website, honey?
If you go right my website, it's right there. It says it's on the right side of the screen, right at the top. It says,
all right, I'm going to bring up your website again. Okay, I'm going to bring up the website again.
And the link goes straight to the Amazon 99. It goes straight. Now,
right here.
I believe, right there. Just click on that right away. It should go.
It should go to Amazon. It's not going to go to Amazon, but it's okay. You should click right here and it should go to Amazon. Okay.
Yes. And it should be 99 cents. Now, it might take, I changed it to 99 cents, but it might not take till tomorrow morning, but just keep looking back because it will be at 99 cents. And then once you post your review, that would be just very helpful if you could do that. And good, bad, whatever, I mean, I still want to know feedback because it's all about the feedback,
Yep. I gotcha. It's a great book. All right, so all Chrissy's information, her website, the Kirsten Kelly Chronicles, the Soul Tribe Certified website, if you want to check it out, and Chrissy's YouTube channel is in the description of this video. If you're interested in purchasing the book, you can go on the Kirsty Kelly Chronicles, but just wait until tomorrow because it will take about a day, 24 hours for the 99 cents thing. Guys, if you love reading, even if you don't love reading, if you're getting tired and you're bored, as we are, we're waiting for we're waiting for everything to happen. If you need to take time off social media, and screens, I highly suggest it. I think we all need to get back to reading. This is a book for people like us. It encounters everything. It is supernatural. It's all about the Patriots. It's all about taking back the country. It has love. It has sex. It has intrigue. It has everything. Supernatural, star seed, light workers, ET. What doesn't it have? It has mystery.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, there's UFO sighting in here. You've got the reptilians, which is a whole other thing. And the next book is going to be very interesting. So the next two books basically is going to encompass the rest of the story. And I will tell you, there's going to be some new characters coming up. There's going to be a new love interest for Kirsten Kelly. If you've read the first book, then you'll understand why. Yes. And there's going to be some turncoats. There's going to be some obviously dark cult stuff going on. There's going to be some interdimensional travel. The third book, Twist of Fate, kind of brings in the love triangle. So there's going to be a lot. So it's sort of, I used to watch soap operas years ago, and so it's the continuing saga, so it's a continuing story. And some of the characters that were mentioned in the first book are going to come out in the second and third book. And then the next story, after this, I know what that one's going to be. So it's going to be, it's sort of like, and two, if you like Leverage, if you like those TV show like a Leverage, The X-Files, it's just got everything in it. Supernatural, the Fringe, I don't think it's Fringe anymore. Interdimensional travel and other realms. I mean, we all know that those exist. And so I'm just working, trying to get my my writing done and get it out of my head, which is the hardest part, really. I wish I could just like snapshot my brain and just be able to do it easier than writing it out, but it's all good.
I just crushed another troll. We have role reversal. Chrissy's talking and I'm crushing trolls. Thank you, Soul Tribe.
Hey, isn't it fun? Thank you, Troll, for joining us. I hope you enjoy the content, and you're out of here.
Yes, Cybermanic Chronicles. You can watch us now from under the bridge with your snaggletooth. Bye, fucker. Yeah. Okay, keep going. Whack the troll. Thank you for the view, because YouTube doesn't know you're a troll, but thank you for the view. All right, so Chrissy, let's talk about how, because the whole point of the show tonight, we wanted to tout you and wanted to get people to see who you are, because you're not just a troll crusher. We're talking about tapping into spiritual gifts. So how would you say to people is tapping into your creativity, the things you love to do, like being an author, how does that relate and assist into tapping into your spiritual gift? And is it a spiritual gift? What say you, sister?
Well, I think any creative is spiritually is a gift. I mean, a gift from God. We all have special things that we're able to do. And I've just been lucky in that, as an investigator, you had to always write. Hi, Carrie Kay. Yeah, I always had, to write reports and stuff. But writing fiction is a lot different. But I think the key is to just do something. Find something that you love. Like, is there something that you love to do that you can then kind of bring a skill to it, and then do what you like to do. I don't know, as far as like writing, some people can write, some people can't, and I didn't know if I could, honestly, to be honest, like not write a book, but I think it's just about trying to figure out what that gift is that you've been given. And there's many things. I mean, some people like music, okay, well, what could you do that could kind of show your light and your, that maybe you could, share with the world. And really what we're all supposed to be doing down here is sort of sharing our, oh, yay. Oh, thank you so much, Michigan grandma to 14. Oh my goodness, thank you for buying the book. I hope you enjoy it. I'll be anxious to hear your review on it. Wow,
I'm surprised you have any money with 14 grandchildren.
I know, right? I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, she's running around. How's she gonna have time to read is my question. But
sorry.
I know. You're a brave woman. You're a brave
God
woman.
bless you.
Grandma to 14. So,
let's talk about what I just wanted to tap in here, because you mentioned something that I really want the viewers to understand, is that none of us, it's not like all of a sudden, and I said this last night, you're gonna have a dream and your spirit guide or your guardian angel is going to come down and say, you are an author, you are a tarot reader, you can channel, you're psychic, you're an animal communicator, you're a healer or a Reiki person. That's not how it goes.
No.
Is it?
No.
There's no rule book. It's like, if you love it and you want to do it, you just do it, right? You just did it. No one said, how do I write a book? Right. You just picked up a pen and started writing. So let's go with this, because we want to inspire people to tap into their spiritual gifts. But one of the first things that keeps that from them, Chrissy, is that they're too afraid to start. They feel like they can't even start unless they, go to school for 4 years and pay $100,000 to become an author. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not true. I didn't go to school for writing. I
didn't get it. No one taught me tarot or how to be a psychic.
Yeah. Right. And it's just something that comes easily to you. Like it just came easy. I've said it before many times. Basically the way that I get it is as a picture. I think too, it's also listening to that voice in your head. And I know it's crazy to say voice in my head, but honestly, if I hadn't heard that Kirsten Kelly back in 2000, we wouldn't be here today. It's all a process, but I think too, when you're paying attention to messages that God and universe is sending you, that's a key. Because even repicking this up, I was hearing Kirsten Kelly again, like it was always like repeating in my mind, and I'm thinking, I'm going crazy. What am I going crazy? But then to decide and just do it, it can be daunting, and I get that, but you can't really think about it too much. Like I didn't really think about it too much, right? I just was like, let me just see if I can do it, and I just wrote what I did, and and then I'm like, well, I don't know if anybody's gonna like my writing, you know what I mean? Because you don't know, and it is scary because you've got people giving you feedback, and you're like, oh my god, it's scary. It is scary. It's a vulnerable place to be. And I think when you're sharing your passion, whatever it is, it can be a little vulnerable. You can feel a little vulnerable because, you're sharing that intimate part of yourself that you love so much. And I think a lot of people get scared to do that because there is so much, especially social media is just the devil. I know we're on here on YouTube, but I hate, it's like it's toxic. And so you have to sort of not really think about that in the back of your mind, like, oh my God, like don't let the fear stop you from jumping in with 2 feet. Kirsten Kelly, she jumps in with both feet, and that's how I did it. And even like being an investigator, just even doing that, you just kind of, when the door is open, you recognize it and you walk through it. And so I don't know how else to explain it, but find something that you're passionate about. Like if you like to do, you like to make cards. I mean, make some cards, put them on Etsy, or whatever it is that you might like and you might have an affinity for. There's always a way to utilize your knowledge in some way. And I couldn't do investigations anymore, which was devastating because I defined myself with what I did for so long. And I was devastated.
Right.
I went through a really bad, hard time because I was depressed. It was a very bad time, trying to figure out like who am I, like what, but it was something that I had to go through in order to figure out who you are as a person, what it is that you believe and what you don't believe, and then being able to have the courage to convey it. And I think that's that it's a work in progress. And I
Oh
hope
yeah.
that kind of answers your question.
Well, yeah, it's the thing is that the biggest thing is that people they're just afraid. They don't, it's almost like they have to, I feel like I have to give them permission. They have to get a reading from me and give permission to get people to do things. It's like no one has to give you, or not me, but just anyone. You don't have to
Yeah.
get permission to do anything. You just do it. When it comes to spiritual gifts, it's not like your regular everyday job. You're not going to get taught some. I mean, you can take classes, let's face it.
Yeah.
There are tarot classes you can take. I mean, you can go to Reiki and do Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and become a Reiki master. There are classes.
Right.
However, there's no diploma, there's no degree. It's not like you have to pass a test. And when it comes to spiritual gifts, you just have to tap in and you have to trust. Let's say, for instance, our soul sister, Yvonne, Gypsy Mama,
Yeah.
right? No
Yeah.
one taught her light language. Everyone that knows light language, there is no book that says
No.
light language 101. She just
Right.
does it. She feels it.
She
That's
feels
what
it.
it is. We have to, right. We can't, it's just, there's no rule book and there's no dictionary and there's not going to be a how-to. If you want to do it, if you feel that you can talk to animals, practice, take a course, do it. This we have to stop just limiting ourselves first of all and say, okay, I've never done this before. Well,
Right.
I lost my job when I was 51 years old and started a YouTube channel. Okay, over 50. I mean, the first thing is
Mm-hmm.
that there is no age limit. I don't care if you're 50, I don't care if you're 30, I don't care if you're 85. There
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing, I'm too old, is bullshit. Unless you're in the grave,
Yeah.
you're not too fucking old. Okay, in fact, when you get older, I feel I'm getting more empowered. Like I don't give a shit the
Yes.
more I'm older. I'm like, unless I'm more myself, the more I'm apt to say, screw it. What do I have to lose? And
Mm-hmm.
the less, mm, it's like, I know when you're dealing with people, you get criticism and whatnot, but you have to but
Mm-hmm.
bottom line is you have to not limit yourself. Try. What is the worst? What is the worst if you don't make it right away? You have to give yourself permission to fail. You have to try and you don't limit yourself. And the biggest thing is that people are so afraid of failing. And what
Yeah.
is failure, right? Like what I mean, if you don't even try, you're never going to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And what is success anyways? Would you say that success is basically money and just equates to how many books you sell, Chrissy? What say you?
No, I mean, success is just being able to accomplish something that you set your mind to. I mean, I haven't made a whole bunch of money at all. Hardly made any money, to be honest with you. And that's not it. That's not the. I mean, yeah, it's a great thing. I mean, eventually, sure, I would like to be able to, be paid to write these, like a real, maybe literary agent, have one of those or whatever. But that's not what my goal initially is to get the story out, because it's a story that's more important really in the long run. Success, I mean, listen, I have failed so many times at so many different things over the years. I mean, we all do. Nobody's perfect, but you pick yourself up and you just try it. I mean, there's nothing that really, it's just you judging yourself. It's not anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
when we're too hard on ourselves, and I do that. Oh my gosh, I mean, by the way, yeah, I mean, I did an interview with Jenny Capella on her actually, and the interview is uploaded. I forgot to say that, but
I
anyway, on
put
her
it in,
channel.
I put it in the chat way up above, but Jenny
Oh,
Capella is
okay.
part of our soul tribe. Yes, I did a reading on her and I said you would need to get in touch with Chrissy, and you guys got in touch and you were on her podcast. And that's
Yeah,
actually, the podcast is on Chrissy's channel. She posted it on her in the community
in my
section on her,
community.
and it, yeah, and it's also in the chat. All
Yeah.
right.
So, you know, and I
Anyways,
was
go ahead.
yeah, I was talking to her about, you know, all this, and essentially, I mean, you just have to understand that we're all energy. That's all we are. We're just energy. And when we talk about, like, I want to bring in the ascension and all of that, all that is a collective of us, okay, basically breaking the energy barrier that is this low vibrational 3D world, and to elevate ourselves into this other new era. And that's what that is. And, you know, when you understand that you're just an energy, I mean, it doesn't, there's good energy and negative, you know, there's bad, negative and positive energy, right? And so you
Mm-hmm.
will keep your positive energy going, and you do that through, you know, either inspiring other people, or, you know, doing what you love, that it brings joy to the world. I mean, that's really what we're supposed to be doing. And unfortunately, because of the matrix that we're in, because of the debt slave scenario that we're in right now, everybody is suffering and just trying to survive. And so, you know, trying to get out of that mindset is very, very difficult. And so the other thing is, you know, when you're trying to kind of search your soul for what it is that you like doing, you have to change your mindset, even just a little bit, in order to kind of, I don't know, propel yourself into maybe a different creative, being connected. Because when
Mm-hmm.
we're not connected with, when we're mired in this ridiculous construct belief system of the matrix, we're cut off from our higher selves, from, you know, from God, from our creator, from the universe. And so kind of work on yourself a little bit and change your mindset a little, it all starts flooding into you, to you. So you will know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You get that. I think, you know, I mean, look, you're fabulous. I mean, I can't even imagine. I mean, I think you and Janine are the top two tarot readers out here. And you know, you've got that gift and you're able to do that, and it's amazing what you channel. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. I Janine's a pretty good tarot reader, but I gotta tell you, I love is Tarot by Isabella and Laura Green.
Yeah,
Is it Greenwood?
he's cute.
Laura Greenwood from Laura's View and Tarot too.
Yeah,
Those are great tarot readers. But yeah, I think too about tapping into your spiritual gifts. A lot of people say, I don't know, I can't pinpoint it. I can't pinpoint it. I have so many different interests. There's so many
yeah,
things I want to do. So I would say to someone like that, and I tell people in my soul therapy sessions and when I do readings, try them all.
yeah.
Or if you try a little bit of them all because it's fun, and
Mm-hmm.
then when you try them all, do that first, try that, do them all at once, one day do this, or maybe buy a whole bunch of, let's say for instance, you want to learn how to read the tarot and you want to learn how to read the moon. So you buy runes, you buy tarot cards. One day you practice the tarot. Maybe you do it a little bit each day. You do the runes 1 hour, you do the tarot another hour. It doesn't matter. What happens is that you might find out that the things that you were interested in, you like them, they didn't really sing to your heart. But then from that, you found another thing and then
Mm-hmm.
another thing. So or you'll find out that something that you really wanted to do, you started to do it, you started to practice on your friends, and you're like, not so much. I thought I would like doing this, but I don't. But I do like doing this. Or you could try all three things. Say if you want to do, you say, okay, I'm not sure if I'm a healer, if I'm an animal communicator, or I don't know, I want to be a musician, all right? And you do all three, and you're like, not so much about the musician, but I really want to be an animal communicator. Sometimes you have to try things on. It's like dating, right?
Mhm.
You have to go on
Yeah.
a date. You have to go on some pretty, you have to date some pretty, to date some
Yes.
jerk,
Some
date some
pretty.
fraud, right?
Yeah.
You have to date some people, not so much, you have to try people on to see how they fit. So
Mhm.
sometimes you'll think that you want to do something and then you do it and you're like, oh. Or sometimes you love to do something. Let's say, for instance, sing. This was me. I love singing. But when I was in a band, there were times when I'm like, this sucks. I don't want to sing anymore because it's like if I have to do a day in and day out and I have to go and then be in these smelly, disgusting bar rooms with these drunk assholes and
Yeah.
dealing with, you know, so sometimes you love to do it in your spare time, but then when it becomes a full-time job and it becomes work, you don't love it anymore. So these are
Right.
the things that you have to weigh out. But the bottom line is that you have to try. You just have to try. And like I say to people, for instance, people that take my tarot courses or want to learn tarot, I say practice on your friends. Practice on
Yeah.
everyone you know. Bring them to work. Bring them. I mean, I practice on everyone for years before I became a tarot reader.
Yeah. I know.
Right?
I always have my cards if I'm with friends or whatever, and oh, do you want me to read your cards? Okay, and I
Right.
so yeah,
Right.
and yeah, and you get more confident as you go. I mean, and it just depends on what it is that, because a lot of people, they like to work with their hands. They might decide to do maybe some woodwork. I mean, there's so many things, painting, try that. I mean, there's many things like artistically, and there's so many arts out there from one scale to the other that it's just a matter of weeding out what it is that you like and don't like. And when it comes to writing, I know there's a lot of people that oh, I'd like to write a book. Well, just there are some classes you can take on writing, beginner writing. And if you want to, what I would do is go on to ReadZ. The ReadZ is number one sort of online book for authors, and they give classes. There's classes and stuff, and they give you tips and things. And if you're interested in that, maybe start there. But I mean, I just think just kind of realizing who you are as a person is the biggest thing. Like I always, in my mind, I was always an investigator, right? And then when you can't do it anymore, you're lost. I
Right.
mean, is a good way of, I lost my entire existence of who I was. And I mean, it was just a very, very hard time. And it took, like I said, I mean, this book took 23 years in the making. So the first book. So, I mean, all I could say is, sometimes you write something, something you might do something in the past, and then all of a sudden something resonates with you and you pick it up again. And there's no timing for anything. People worry about time and, oh my god, it's going to take, what do I have to do for this? What, like, I honestly, I mean, money wise, I honestly don't know how I'm going to get the next two published, because it's expensive and I really do not have the money. But you know what, I'm going to finish it, and then God and universe, they open the door. I mean, something will happen, something will break, and I'll get it done. And you can't let anything stop you. And I think we always have this ruminating in our head, is sort of like the negative. I can't do this, or I don't feel good today. You know what I mean? And you just go through these ruminations in your mind, and you have to turn those off. And that's what I mean when mindset, when you start feeling those doubts, you have to say, nope, I'm looking ahead. This is going to be successful, and I'm going to keep going. And
Right.
so, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that's another thing. People stop before they start because, like I say, well, why don't you? They'll say, well, why don't you start? And they say, well, I don't have enough money. I don't know how to, or, well, you don't need money to do that. Or, well, I
Right.
don't know how, or it's just start. Just start. Do
Right.
whatever. Just start. That's all you have to do. And another thing too, what is it about? And I think that most people in the soul tribe aren't like this, but I'm sensing that you said that people are embarrassed or people are afraid to fail
Yes,
or you wonder about what people will think. Okay, we're come to a point in our lives now. We're ascending, we're leveling up. At what point do we stop giving a fuck about what other people think? Just,
exactly.
just asking. Like, are these people? I always say, well, what will they think? I'm like, are they paying your bills? Are they
No.
sleeping next to you? Even if they are sleeping next to you, they give a fuck what you think. Seriously, because they're not you. All right. Are they holding you at night when you're crying? Are these, do you even do, are these significant people to you? Why
Right.
do you care? Right? They're not, I mean, you have to get to a certain point in your life where you just have to do it because you love it and you have to stop giving a shit what people think and just go for it. You're going to have a million reasons why you can't do it. You're going to have a million, and then another person's like, well, I don't know where I'm going to get the money. Don't worry about that. Just like I
Right.
said on the show last night, and I say all the time, right? You give it to God. If you say, God, I want to be an author, right? You
Mhm.
didn't know where the money was going to come. I know it took 23 years, right? And I
Yeah.
found out and you met me. And I'm like, all right, this is what. And this is when I was first doing a channel. I just first met Chrissy and I was like, okay, let's do a tarot-thon. Chrissy
Yeah.
didn't ask for it. See, what happens is that if you come to a roadblock where you need funding, or if you need to meet the right people, if you need an author or an agent or whatever, what happens is that God will bring those people to you. He will open up the path. The universe will open up the way. You'll walk into the store, say for instance, and you'll bump into somebody and it'll probably be an old friend and they'll be talking and all of a sudden you realize that she works at a publishing company. Or if you want to learn tarot, you'll bump into an old friend and you realize that she owns a metaphysical shop and she just hired a tarot reader and there's tarot classes, whatever it is. What happens is that if you act from inspiration, if you act from love, and if you act from a position of fun and excitement, I want to do this because my soul calls me to do it. And you don't put any limitations and you just take one tiny step. You know that saying, a journey of 1,000 mile step starts with one step. You just take one step in the direction of your goal. I guarantee, I will promise you that God will open up the path. And if it's not what you're supposed to do it, go for it anyways. And what will happen is that the reason why you want to do that is because it will lead you to the next step or the next person or to the next crossroads. God will show you, and there'll be a big signpost telling you where to go. But the bottom line is that you have to be willing to take the first step. You have to be willing to love yourself enough to say, I'm going to do this for myself, not because I want to make money, not because I want to be rich and famous, not because I want to get notoriety, because this is something that I'm doing for myself. Because when you write, when I read tarot, when I sing, when you do your heart's desire, you tap into your soul and you tap into how yourself. How many times when you were doing what you love do you get downloads?
Oh,
Right?
all the time. All the time. I
All
mean,
right,
it's
talk about that,
crazy.
Chrissy. Talk about
Yeah,
that, Chrissy.
it's crazy. Mine come in the form of a movie. It's like a movie in my head, literally. Like I'm watching, a Star Wars saga or something. And I just get it. And then like even when I'm not writing, because I anyway, sometimes I'm not feeling good. I don't write every day, just depending on how
Yep.
I'm feeling. But like even something will pop in my head, or I'll see something and I'm like, oh my god, yes, that makes sense for this, and I'll write it down so that that inspiration is still going to be there. And the thing is, like you said, if you just the whole idea of our lives is just to surrender to God in the universe to bring us to where it is that we need to go or be, wherever we're supposed to be. And I think that that's the biggest lesson there is, really, to just trust in God, trust that if you're on the right path, the doors open up. Because when I finished the Mystery of the Gold Coin, the first book, when I finished this, okay, and I'm like, well, now what do I do? Because I don't have the money to get published. Went down to the beach. I went down to the beach And I mean, looking at the ocean, it was a beautiful day. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do now. What am I supposed to do now? I'm like, I have no idea. And then literally, I think it was that night or whatever, you're like, oh, we're gonna do the fun. And I'm like, what? I thought you were crazy anyway. I was like, what are you talking about? I don't know if I feel comfortable with that. You're like, no. But I mean, like, had I not like said okay and went with it, because the door was open, and if it's something that you're meant to do, you'll feel it in your soul. You feel it, and you feel like, especially when you're getting, the different downloads, and you're getting, the inspiration, the things for whatever story it is, or for whatever it is that you're doing, and you'll know that you're on the right path. You will, and God opens the doors for sure.
Right, because if you're not on the right path, you'll keep on getting roadblocks, and things won't be smoothly, and you'll keep on banging your head against the wall. But when you're on the right path, you realize everything's so smooth. You'll be like, oh, it's just, what a coincidence. No such thing as coincidence. In fact, I watched this woman, she's phenomenal, and she calls herself a divine vessel, no, an anointed vessel of God, which I love it, which we all are. Right. She's an anointed, and the way she put it, coincidence is what she's saying is that there is no coincidence. It's an incidence where both people coincide.
Yes.
In other words, it's an incidence.
That.
You're sharing an incidence. In other words, God created this incident so you could co-opt it together.
Right. And it's like
the Three of Pentacles.
The Three of Pentacles cards are the lover cards. That's what it is. Just right. Like, these people that come in and you collaborate, and people come and go out of your life in different times. But the ones that stay or come back around. I mean, my friend Melissa, I grew up with her, since like the 5th grade, and came back around, and now we're talking again. I haven't talked to her for, several years, whatever. So everything comes back around, and the people that you're supposed to be in contact with during this time frame, I think comes back into your life for whatever reason, and you just kind of got to go with it. I think the biggest thing is just to not fear, no fear. I will admit I'm nervous about the next, the rest of the story. I hope people like it and aren't going to be like, oh, well, that was stupid. What, you think of these things, but I'm still going to do it.
Of course. Right. It's just like anyone, whenever you're creating or performing, I mean, when I used to sing, I'd be like, okay, I hope I don't bomb. I hope I'm not off key. Right. I hope I can remember the lyrics. Yeah. I used to do plays. I hope I remember my lines. Whenever you're doing something creative, you always risk of, and you're always going to have people that don't like it. And it doesn't matter, because the people that you resonate with, the people that need to hear your message or read your book, or that are going to resonate with whatever you're doing, God will send to you. They'll be drawn to you. You'll be like a magnet drawing them in. So you can't really worry about it.
Exactly. And back again, I just want to reiterate, it's not, this is not about me. Kirsten Kelly is the one that I feel like she could be a beacon of light, and like where kids could look up to her. I mean, this book people can read, from 9-10 years old. I would say it's a young adult book. I mean, it's not, there's not many, thing. There's not, it's PG, but I think it's not about 9-10 years old. You could read it. And I want her to be the inspiration. Like, she's the star. I'm just behind the scenes putting the words in her mouth. That's it.
I say she's your alter ego. I think that there's another dimension somewhere, in the 12th dimension. You're Kirsten Kelly.
I'm Kirsten Kelly
with my channeling yourself from the 12th dimension.
Where's my hot boyfriend Nate from Australia? That's a super soldier. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to keep us on too long. We'll stay on for another 15-20 minutes. But so, Chrissy, I think we much talked about your inspiration and everything. So going forward, is there anything that you would say, any advice that you give to the soul tribe? We already talked about, how you can get past your fears. We talked about it, performance anxiety. We talked about failure. Is there anything that you think that we haven't covered about how to tapping into your spiritual gifts, like meditation? I definitely think there's meditation and prayer involved, but do you think tapping into your higher self, and because a lot of people, how do I put it? A lot of people have goals, and a lot of people, their purpose, their spiritual gifts are also tied into physical measures too. They're not just airy fairy like me being a channeler or a tarot reader or whatever. So
Right.
for people that are more left brain, like let's say the mathematicians, the people that are the
Right.
hands-on, like the carpenters, the people that don't really like read cards and do stuff like that. How would you suggest people that are more left brain, meaning they're more tangible, physical, and they work with their hands, how do they tap into their spiritual gifts when they say, I don't think I have a spiritual gift, I just build houses? What would you say to people like that?
Well, I would say you're already tapping into, I mean, anybody that can do anything creative, carpentry, I mean, building anything, you are, but I think it's more of like recognizing it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
recognizing when a thought comes into your head, that thought is from higher self most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get being aware of that. And a lot of people are so cerebral and they're all into the physical, what I can, our five senses, they don't think about anything spiritual. I mean, there's so many scientists out there that they don't even think there is a soul. Like they don't, there's a lot of people out there, and I respect that. I mean, that's your beliefs, and that's fine. But the fact of the matter is that there's more to this world than what we're seeing. I mean, we know that there's, and so I think it's just something has to happen. I think on their mindset in order to like have a crack open enough to where they could bring in that or recognize that spiritual side of them. And sometimes people don't, and I don't know what the answer is because you have to really start questioning. I think when people start questioning things, like why is this happening? Why is that happening? But then also, well, how does about our ecosystem? I'm sorry. Look at the way the world works and how, nature works. I mean, that's was created by God. I mean, our creator created that. So and everything does work so much like clockwork, down here in this 3D level. And so why is that? So I think people, if they start questioning more, then I think it opens the door. I don't know. It's going to be different for everybody else because everybody's on different levels of
Yeah.
awakening, and so it
Yeah.
depends.
Well, it doesn't. And the thing is that everything can be spiritual. I mean, if you're a carpenter and you build homes, you can build homes and build sanctuary homes
Yeah.
for, like, not sanctuary cities. We're
Yes.
total against that. We are anti-sanctuary
Oh,
city on this
please.
channel. But I'm talking about like a sanctuary for like a spiritual
Yeah.
retreat or something like that. Or you could build houses for humanity. Or
Mhm.
if you're a farm, if you own a farm, maybe you can have spiritual retreats there, or maybe you can bring kids. And because I mean, everything is spiritual, everything is based. And so it's like, it doesn't matter if you have a physical tangible business, and if it's not creative, you don't have to be creative or artsy. Everything can be spiritual. You can be a web designer and do web designs for spiritual. There's everything you can tap in to make everything spiritual. So you don't have to sit there and meditate for an hour, and you don't have to read crystals or be a tarot reader or feel like you have to do anything airy fairy or creative. Even if you don't want to do anything, even if you're hands on, it can be spiritual, because
Right.
it's all about what you do with it. Because tapping into your spiritual gifts is about giving back. Okay.
Yes.
When you tap into your spiritual gifts, you tap into your higher self, because every gift that you have, every talent you have is given from God. there's many reasons why you have your gifts. Your main reason is that when you tap into your spiritual gifts, when you do what you love, you're connecting to source.
Hmm.
You
Right.
connect to source. You don't have to sit there and meditate and not think, or you don't have to be a monk and go to tap into source. You're tapping
Right.
into source every time you do something you love. When you lose time, when you're not focusing on the world, when you're not ruminating about your problems, when you're focusing, that's tapping into source, because that all meditation is focusing. So you're not ruminating and you're focusing. When you focus, you let in your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks,
Yeah.
anything spiritual, anything. So the bottom line is that you do have to start, though, a spiritual practice in order to tap into your spiritual gifts. You can't tap into your spiritual gifts if you don't have connection to your higher self. So
Right.
meditation, walking, turning off your screens, praying, affirmations, anything that takes away that rumination, right, Chrissy?
Yeah. And it can be just as simple as sometimes what I do is, well, I have, like I've said before, I have this like area that I like to drive because it's very pretty. There's woods on either side, the ocean's kind of in the background. And sometimes I'll just drive with no radio on and just hearing, just
Yes.
listening to what is popping in my head, what the messages are. And then like things will come on and I'll be like, oh yeah, okay. And I'll make a note of that, or whatever. That's in itself sort of a meditation because you're turning off the extraneous noise that is always filtering in our lives. We have
Right.
and I honestly feel that this plane of existence, this earth, has sort of a lower vibrational frequency that is sort of I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's like a frequency that's like underlying everything that keeps us from connecting, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing something like driving without, or you're just out on, you're looking out at some beautiful water, or you're just sitting, you just kind of be in that moment and just clear your mind. Because what I've done in the past is I just clear my mind and I sit still, and then I'm like, okay, what messages am I getting? What am I getting? And sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
I'll write it down. Sometimes I won't, but I'll make notes of it. And that's the best thing you can do. And things that you're meant to do, there will be people or situations that come in your path. The key is to recognize that and to be able
Mm-hmm.
to, like, okay, well, I've never thought about doing that, but let me look into that. And that's another way that God or creator, whatever you want to call it, universe, puts in your path. And maybe that's something that you need to look at. So it's about
Yep.
paying attention and like
Yep.
and trusting that you're not going crazy when these, you're getting, hearing, like Kirsten Kelly. I mean, I was, what the heck is Kirsten Kelly? Like, what is that? Little did I know what it would be back then where we are now. So, and, had I not been an investigator, I wouldn't have been able to write. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Everything, yeah, everything you do leads to another. Everything's a stepping
yes,
stone. Right. Yep.
yes, yeah,
Yep.
1000%. Uh-huh. So,
Absolutely. Okay, well, we've been on for like an hour and a half now, and I don't want to go on too long because I was on last night for 2.5 hours. I'm going
right,
on tomorrow, but I just
right,
wanted to do, so funny. People, so funny. They say to me, Lady D, I got an email from someone said, Lady D, I really wish you do your tarot on Saturday night. You're doing your spiritual stuff. Okay. I appreciate your input. However, I do tarot all week long, all day. I do
right,
tarot on Tuesday. I'll do it once a week, and I'm doing it tomorrow night. I
right,
can't do tarot every time I come on. It gets
right,
boring for me, okay? I do other things too. I do other things too. So, and somebody said, "Oh my God, well, it's just so funny. People,
yeah,
I understand that I need subscribers, but I do shows based on what I feel like doing and what's needed. And
Mm,
I don't base what I do on fucking subscribers.
right.
If you want to unsubscribe because I'm not talking about the clown shit circus and about politics right now, have at it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to do the same fucking show day in and day out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
You
let me
know?
tell you this. Everybody talks about, I mean, yeah, okay, Trump is, was elected. That's great. But you know what? I mean, you and I are both in blue states. Jason's in a blue state.
Yeah, I'm in
You know,
Massachusetts with an
yeah.
asshole governor.
Oh, we got somebody worse than Inslee was. They put this
No,
Democrat in.
no, no, no. You don't have as bad as Mara fucking Healy, that fucking douchebag. She was
Whoa.
on Fox News. I'm sorry. Yeah, I called her a douchebag. She is a douchebag because she's all over saying, I'm gonna
Yeah,
go against Trump's
yeah,
immigration policies. Are you
yeah, right.
douchebag? How you gonna get fucking federal funding? No,
Yeah,
douchebag. You are gonna make sure those assholes leave the state. You want to know why? Because the feds trump you. Because immigration laws trump state laws. So that means that
yeah,
Tom Holmes, thank God, is gonna come in and get all these Venezuelan assholes out of our fucking state.
yeah,
You decrepit douchebag, Mara fucking Healy. Fuck you, Maury Healy. I didn't vote for you. This is a red state. The only blue place in Boston is Austin. The rest of the state is red. Sorry, I went on my
yeah. Well,
rampage.
that's okay. Hey, man, listen. If you looked at Washington State, I mean, most of it's red. It's just the fucking King, Pierce, and Thurston counties that and Whatcom, kind of on the I-5 corridor. Those are the only ones, and they have the most population. So it totally. I mean, our Republican Party didn't even invite Trump here for a rally or nothing. I was so upset. But anyway, bottom line is that there's going to be a lot going on in the world, and the whole idea, I think, of us coming on tonight and doing this is that you have to know who it is you are as a person, what it is that you're willing to put up with, what you're not, what you believe, what you don't believe, and just fucking say it. I mean, I get so annoyed when somebody says to me, "Well, I'm afraid of." So what if somebody hates it? Like, so what? Like, I don't even pay attention to those comments, to be honest with you. I'll just delete it or whatever. Screw that. I'm just done. If you don't like it, then that's fine. That's your opinion, whatever. But what do you have to go and like make nasty comments and be like that? I don't agree with that. But but the bottom line is that we all have this sort of innate ability to kind of understand what's real and what isn't. And the whole idea is that they want to keep us in this matrix, and everybody's talking about the election. Everybody's talking about this. I mean, bottom line is, in the real world and the big thing is things, we're all energy. We are all powerful people within ourselves. And we have to start standing up and realizing that, and moving forward, do what is that makes you happy. I mean,
Yeah,
find your
whatever.
strength.
Yeah. The bottom line is that I'm very happy that Trump is president.
Yeah,
I'm happy, but
but
I just need a break from fucking politics
yeah,
because I spent 5 fucking hours on the Light Warrior Network. Okay. And
yeah,
I've been every day it's Trump, Trump. And I love Trump. Don't get me wrong. I love Trump. But right
right,
now, Trump's not paying my fucking bills.
right.
Okay. Trump's not sleeping next to me in my bed. Melania would be very disappointed if he was, trust me. And I wouldn't be on, I wouldn't, okay? She'd be very pissed off, okay?
Oh my
So would
god!
Paul and Melania would not like that.
Yes,
So,
that's so
all right,
funny.
as much as I love Trump, but the bottom line is that I can't, so like I
Yeah,
said, all right, I
that's
love Trump. All right, and I love that. But right now, I think it's great that what he's doing. Give a fuck who he chooses as chief of staff. Does
yeah,
the person he chooses chief of staff does my laundry? Is she gonna pay my tax bill? Is she gonna wipe my ass? In other words, politics is not fucking affecting my life right now, so I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
I really don't
exactly.
give a fuck. All right. Sorry. I'm so happy. But now it's like now everyone's talking about the meltdown with the
Oh,
libs. Yes.
whatever.
All right. Yes. Listen, I love the fact. Listen, these are salty lib tears. However, uh, do I want to go another fucking 4 years? Now my team's in. I'm done with it. I just want to ascend. I'm done with the clown circus. So I will talk about Trump. I will do political shows. But if you're upset that I'm not doing current events on Saturday Night in Politics, like I said, you can click off and fuck off. Because until you're paying me and sponsoring me, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want on my channel. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Anyways, all right. Last words, because we've been on for an hour and a half. Last words, Chrissy, before we go.
Last words is just believe in yourself. You can do whatever your little mind decides to do. Just jump in with 2 feet. I think that, just changing your mindset a little bit helps, and just question everything. I mean, that's how I kind of got out of my, I don't know what's the word, but you question everything. I think the key is to just realize who you are as a person, what you're willing to put up with, what you believe, what your belief system is, and then you can look within to find your talents and what it is that would make you shine, something that you can share with everybody, which is what we're supposed to be doing here. We're supposed to be, figuring out what our talents are and then sharing our gifts. And that's what we're supposed to be doing down here. So
that's right. You have, and my last words is that your spiritual gifts, you have a responsibility to tap into them, because not only is it going to connect you to your higher self, but what you love to do, your spiritual gifts, you're going to give back. You're going to help people no matter what it is. You are going to find a way to tap into your spiritual gift and your spiritual gifts, and you give back. So all the readings that I do, people want to tap into their spiritual gifts because they want to start humanitarian projects. They want to give back, and that's beautiful. So what you love to do, what you want to do, that is your spiritual gift. And you don't worry about making money. You don't worry about how it's going to happen. You don't worry about how it's going to get the funding, how you're going to get your funding, how you're going to meet the right people. All you do is figure out what you want to do, envision it, speak it in, take little small steps. That's another thing. Before we go, I want to talk very quickly about inspired action and acting out of desperation. Whenever you do, you act out of fear. If you do something because you feel you need to happen, you need to do it, or you should do it. How many times does it work out? Never does.
Yeah.
Not very well. Okay. When you do something you're inspired to do, that's when you know that you're getting a download. That's when you know that if you're getting inspired, if you get a download, let's say, all of a sudden, let's just say you're sitting there and you have an inspiration to go to the store, and you just get this, you don't know why, you just want to go to the store, and you want to go, and you want to go to the specific store for something. You never go there. And you're like, this is stupid. Why do I want to do it? But I feel the need to do it. Do it. Because 9 times out of 10, you go to that store, you're going to bump into somebody that's going to know someone, who's going to know someone, or is going to know somebody, or is looking for someone. That's how it works. You have to, you can't just do things because you should, you could, or the biggest thing is that, oh, I feel guilty. I'm doing it out of guilt or shame. No, 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 no. We have to stop that. Whenever I've made a decision out of fear or desperation, it has never turned out right.
Right.
It might work for a little bit. It might solve and make you feel better for that, for the short term, but it never ever works out for the long term. So focus on what you want. Don't be afraid to do it. Focus on the long term, not the short term. So many people they get desperate and they do things because out of fear, and they do things because they don't want to be alone, or I'd rather have this. No, 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 it doesn't work out. Hold out. Don't do things out of desperation. Don't do things out of fear, because it never works out. When you do things because you're divinely inspired, you will, it's like when you're divinely inspired, God puts the path out for you. It's not so hard. You don't have to bang your head against the wall. You don't have to figure out this and that and that. Everything's easy. It flows. That's the difference. So I guess my advice before we go is don't do things out of desperation. Don't do things out of fear. Make everything you do be divinely inspired. I know we have chores and things that we don't want to do, and we have to go to work and pay bills. But on the time of day that you have to yourself, do things that you are inspired to do. Don't do things because you have to out of desperation. When you do that, you'll be so surprised how God and the universe and Yeshua, they put little breadcrumbs on your trail, and you say, okay, you pick up that breadcrumb, and they go, oh, I feel like doing this. And sooner or later you end up to your destination, and it's easy and it flows, and you don't have to pull your head against the wall. You don't have to figure it out. Your job is to stay out of the way and let God and Yeshua figure out the way, and you just take the signs. God is like, the people that bring in
Yes.
the planes. This is God and Yeshua. Your job is just to follow that. That's
Yeah.
it, right, Chrissy?
And it becomes effortless.
Right.
And when you're living in the moment and you don't think about like like a great example is this. It's like I'm going to write the book. I didn't plan out, I'm going to write the book, then I'm going to do this, then it's going to take me here, it's going to take me there. I didn't do any of that. Like I didn't plan anything. Whatever happens from now until whatever is how is God and universe guiding me. Okay. And opening the doors, putting these people in my path. And so that's the biggest thing. It's that when you're living in the moment, you speak it, what it is that you want, right, to manifest it. But then you just let it go and you just do your thing, and it eventually you will see the signs. I mean, doors open. It believe me, it works. That's the way I've been living for a very long time. Even being an investor, the whole thing was crazy. I saw on the back of a Discover You, those classes you can take, adult classes. It was on the back of a Discover You. It said how to be a private investigator. I took that class, and then that led me to the internship at the public defenders on being an intern investigator, and then that's how my career all started. It was that stupid little piece of paper, and something, I kid you not, to this day, I always remembered this. Something made me, because I was like, oh, okay, it's like $15 or whatever you have to send in. And I'm like, oh, I'll do it when I get home. And then all of a sudden I found myself just writing out the check, putting it in, because I was at my mom's at the time when I saw it. And I just did it right away. That's how universe is taking control. No, you're going to do this now. You're not going to procrastinate. You're not going to do that. And then look at where I am now. So, and that's basically it, just trust in universe, trust in God, trust yourself, and just do it. Jump in with both feet. Life becomes effortless. It does. Maybe not money wise, but it does become effortless because you're doing what you're meant to do on earth.
Absolutely. All right, Soul Tribe family. I'm going to be on tomorrow night. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to do something different. I'm always on alone. I wanted to have a soul sister. I needed I'm always on with my soul brother with testosterone. I needed a little estrogen. So I will be on tomorrow with the Prince of Peace. We're going to go on early. Chrissy will be crushing trolls in the chat.
Crushing trolls.
Yep, crushing trolls. So, Chrissy, all the information for Chrissy's book, her website, how to get in touch with her, all that's in the description. All of my info's in the description. Love you, Soul Tribe family. We'll see you tomorrow on the Light Warrior Network. And until then, be good and God bless you.
Yes, God bless. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Delphine. Love you.